Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I am in my teddy bear onesie because it's freezing outside at the moment. We've got the fire on, but we decided we've finished the dining room, which you'll see in the previous videos, and in the playlist as well of the house renovations.
Yep.
We've now moved on to the kitchen. We've basically jump started onto the kitchen because it wasn't intentional to start.
I was out with Miles at one of his ice hockey things the other week, and I was killing some time, so I went into Curry's and looked at fridges, didn't I?
Yes.
And off the back of that, we then that same night ordered a new fridge.
Fridge freezer.
Yeah, which is massive and is a bit posh.
It's very posh. It's very, 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 very posh.
But it also meant we had to rip out half the kitchen. I will put a picture of that in here.
To be fair, we did have we was looking at fridges before, and we knew which one we wanted. It was on offer before Christmas, but then it went back to normal price. So it was like, oh, we're not paying that. So we decided to wait, and we found it again. And got it slightly cheaper. So the problem we had before is the kitchen is like the original kitchen. It's not good. The colours are just horrible. That door's been painted and that wall's half been painted, which we'll explain in a second. But it's just awful. And the problem we had was we had a integrated fridge freezer, didn't we?
Which had been in there since 1992 when the house was born.
Yeah.
Born.
Well, built. It is born. But yeah. And it was so inefficient. It must have been sapping the electric. You know, everyone knows what the energy price is.
And there was just a big puddle in the bottom of it constantly.
Puddle in the bottom. It was freezing at the back of the fridge, even though the fridge is on the lowest setting.
Wasn't actually that cold.
No, but there was ice blocks forming at the back, like a big ice cube. So it must have been so inefficient. And like I said, with the energy prices at the moment, we're like, this must be killing our electric. We've got lots of fridges on as it is, because you've seen the bar fridge. We've got 3 in there. We've got 1 in here, a beer fridge, and then we got that one. So it come to a point where we was just like, we got a last electric bill, and it was like, well, that's a bit.
And getting this new fridge means we get rid of the old one that was originally in the house, and it means that we can get rid of one of the ones out the bar as well.
Yeah,
so we're kind of swapping 2 for 1, aren't we?
2 for 1. One really inefficient fridge, and it wasn't even frost free. So you can imagine how old it is. The freezer wasn't frost free.
And was tiny, which is why we've still had the black one on down in the bar, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're getting rid of that. But I mean, the other thing is we've got the oven. That's so inefficient, and it's crap. It just does. It steams rather than roast, don't it?
Yeah.
So.
And we've got the range oven from the old house still sat there in the garage.
Yeah.
Which is just a waste, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like we've got 2 things in here that are so inefficient and don't work properly for us. We just decided we're going to crack on with it. We can't afford to do it how we want to do it, because at the moment, long term, that wall. Excuse Ross's bed, it is filthy because he is a bulldog.
That's his old bed. We're getting rid of that though. His new bed's here, look.
But eventually, this wall's coming out because that leads into the utility.
It's a bit of a mess in the
It's a bit of a mess in there at the minute because we've got stuff all over because we're decorating. But eventually, that wall's coming out, and we're gonna have one big massive kitchen, and then we're gonna have an island in the middle or something and whatever. But at the moment we can't afford that because we've just moved in. It's a big budget.
And economic crisis at the minute. Everything's up in the air.
Yeah,
it's
just we don't want to be spending money that we don't really need to be spending right now. So what we're gonna do is we're upscaling yet again, aren't we?
Favourite job.
But yeah, I think what we've decided we're going to do, we've had a plan for a while in our heads, because we suffer with worktop space, because when we've got all the kids here, you can imagine serving up in here.
There's nowhere to serve up at all.
Serving up in here is a nightmare. I don't know how we managed it for Christmas dinner, but we got through it. Now, this sink is a waste of time because we've got a sink in the utility. Haven't we?
About 3 steps away, there's one just through there, so we don't need 2 in that space.
So what we've decided to do is we're going to rip that cupboard out. We're going to rip those out there. We're going to cut it here because we've measured up. The range will fit in there nicely.
Easily, and there's a space then to build some shelves at the end to put all of our herbs, spices, oils, condiments, all that kind of stuff in that corner bit. That's Matt's job to build that.
Standard. And then we're going to get a new extractor that fits over the range properly. So it's because that doesn't even fit over there properly. It's awful. So we're going to get that. And then I think we're going to paint the tiles for now. We're going to paint the cupboard doors.
So those ones are going, aren't they?
Well, those are going. So we're going to paint
these ones are going
paint these and that one.
And probably paint through to the utility as well.
Yeah, all the same colour. So it all
the units aren't the same with the utility, but at least if they're the same colour, it feels like we've got that bit of continuity and just lifts things up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to change the door out, the handles, because these are awful. Look at them. So these are all going to get changed as well. They're going to get painted. We're going to have a nice new worktop on there. And what we're going to do is we're taking away that sink and we're just going to have worktop all the way along. And then we're going to have a nice new posh fridge freezer is going to sit there. Yeah. I've already put the pipework in, as you can see there.
So we're going to have it plumbed in. It's got a nice machine on there. It's got water, chilled water, cubed ice, crushed ice. It even knocks on the door and you can see into it. And it's got...
It's not
what else has it got?
It's got an app. It's got an app. And it's brilliant. I'm probably going to do a separate review on it when we've used it for a while.
See if it's worth the hype.
Yeah, see if because it is a posh and it's literally got a glass front, so you tap on it and you can see through it. So you can open the door, so you're just opening that door for that little bit, so you're not cooling the whole fridge down by opening the massive door. It's dead good. But I'll probably do a separate review on that, and I'll show you the app and everything and all the. Once I've got used to it and we've got used to how it works and we can understand it a bit better and now, because it's meant to be dead good for your food as well, keeps it fresher for longer and all sorts of stuff. So, but we need to review that and see if it does what it says on the tin, basically, and not just like a sales thing. But yeah, so that's coming tomorrow. So I'm really excited. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Can you tell?
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
And then the rest of the plans are the sofa, which is currently Ross's bed.
Yeah, that's going.
Bulldogger, that's going. We're going to have a breakfast bar along here, a couple of stools, and then Ross's new bed will go underneath the breakfast bar.
Although I don't think he's going to like that little bed.
It does fit on it. It is the perfect size for him, but he's just been spoilt by having a 2-seater sofa.
But that we just ain't got the room, and it's nice as it is having that in here. When it's got Rossi Bulldog slobber all over it, it's not.
You don't
great.
want to sit on it.
So,
no one wants to sit on it.
So that's going to disappear.
Couple of stools, breakfast bar.
So it's a usable space, and it's going to look nice next to the fridge, isn't it? So that's what we're going to do for a temporary fix, maybe a 5-year plan, I don't know. We just have to see how we go on, don't we?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot better than what it is right now, because it's awful.
Well, today it's time to paint this corner unit. So you can see, we mentioned last time, we've done the paint. We've got the brand spanking new, old fandangled fridge freezer in there. Excuse the mess in there, that's going to get a refurb as well, but we'll show you that later. So yeah, I'm just going to paint this corner unit. We've got some Wilko's furniture and cabinet paint, 1 coat stuff, so hopefully we'll only take 1 coat, might take 2, you know what these things are like, but we are going to be doing that. I've then got some different door handles, so to start off with, just need to clear this down a bit, take the door handles off, gotta wash it down with some sugar soap to get off any grease that might be on there. The cooker is all the way over this side, but doesn't mean it's not gonna have any grease splatters, because you know what kitchens can be like. So we're cleaning that down, lightly sanding it. It is kind of MDF chipboard type stuff. It's not solid wood, so only very likely to take that sheen off and then get that paint on. So that is the cupboard all cleaned down with the sugar soap. I might have said sugar syrup earlier, but if I did, I do apologise. I'm just going to go change now before I just get the sandpaper out. I don't want to get these clothes all dusty, so I'll get changed into my decorating clothes. Give it a little bit more time just to dry off. I have dried it off with a towel, but it'll probably take a little bit longer. Then I can get sandpaper on it, and then we can get busy with the old paintbrush and mini roller. Well, I'm changed now. I have also taken off these door handles. You can see where the door's been sun bleached. Not as bad on that one because obviously the window's behind it. But they're a bit minging underneath as well. So they have been removed and I've cleaned those bits up. So now it's on with the sanding. All sanded down now. Yeah, just lightly, just to kind of take that shine off a little bit so the paint sticks a bit better. And now it's time for painting. So this is the paint that we're going to use, just from Wilko's, quick dry cupboard and furniture paint. We have used it on a couple of bits up in the bedrooms and the furniture that we've just refurbed a little bit up there. Mineral stone, so it is a little bit lighter than the little Rossi Bulldoggers there. It is a lighter shade than all the skirting boards that we're painting, so I think it should work quite well in here. And then once we've got that, we've got these new door handles to put on to replace the old ones, so you can see the old ones there. These are just going to lift it up a bit. Not expensive, we needed 12 for in here. So a box of 12 of these on Amazon is about 25 quid. So I don't think that's too bad at all. This paint, can't remember if it's 8, 10 or 12 pounder tin, but again, not bad value, and we've not got huge amounts of cupboards to do, so it shouldn't cost us a lot of money to get these cupboards all kind of redone. We are going to continue with the same colour scheme through there. It's very white and very plain looking in there at the minute, so we are going to try and continue everything through so everything matches. So here we go. How much better do they look? That's the old colour. That's the new colour. Right, more work on the kitchen today. This top cupboard unit and this bottom cupboard unit is coming out. So is the hob and the oven. Matt's got his tools out ready. Say hello.
Hello. Where's the screwdrivers?
Screwdrivers. The screwdriver set is with Ellis. I will go and grab it now. Well, we've made a bit of progress. Or a lot of progress. I've been on a call. And Matt's taking out all of this. And we're on the top ones now. It's getting a bit stressed out, aren't you? But he's doing a good job.
Well, when are we ever going to get a tidy house? I do not know, because for the past God knows how many weeks it's just been a tip like this. But anyway, that's all out. Cooker's out. Cupboards
Matt's
are
in a
off.
much happier mood now.
And Kerry's just filling some of these holes in. We're going to go and look and try and get some tile paint for the tiles. We need to have a look at extractors, and hopefully the guy's coming to... Hopefully he's coming tomorrow to do the gas, plumb the cooker in. So we've got the task later on of lifting that big beast up here.
And it's going to work at 2:45.
Which is going to be a nightmare. Like it was last Friday, getting this big bad boy in here. It took 4 of us to get that in. So anyway, that's the progress so far. Some right bodge work been done previously, but we'll see how we get on. Well, the filling's all done. Took some of them tiles off and filled that bit there. We're just about to paint this now. To be quite honest, we've just been to B&Q, we've just been to Wix's. None of them have got much of the choice of tile paint, to be quite honest. There's hardly any stock anywhere.
Yeah, we're going to go for a purpley colour, weren't we, to match the bits that we've done in the dining room and the living room.
Yeah, but they just didn't have any colours other than white, black and grey. So we've decided to go, what we did is, because they were quite expensive as well in Wix's and B&Q, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 29 quid for
a little tub, like tiny.
24 quid.
Like not even like a litre of paint. So it was like, sod that. So we've gone back to Trusty Wilco's and we picked this up. I don't know if it's back to front, but we've gone for Flintstone, and we've gone with this because we brought the other gloss paint from Wilco's. And it's
all the skirting boards and everything, and the cupboard paint is all from Wilco's.
And it's brilliant, to be honest, and it's like 20 quid for that, which is, I know it's still not cheap, but it's cheaper than all the rest, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to give this a go. We're going to try it. It says it's 1 coat tile paint. I'll show you that. There we go. 1 coat tile paint. Flintstone we've gone for, and it's gloss. They all seem to be gloss, but
yeah, everything else is in satin, isn't it? So it's a bit of a sheen, but not too shiny. But to be fair, you probably want your tiles to be shiny anyway, don't you?
Yeah, it cleans off easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to get a coat to this on and see how we get on. Right, so it's a few weeks, well, 2 or 3 weeks since we probably just cut from the last little bit.
We're about to paint the tiles.
Yeah. We've now completed everything, haven't we?
Well, no. We've hit a couple of issues, hence why it's a little bit later when we're filming this now. We did say we were going to paint the tiles, and the tiles are painted. Matt's just going to show you now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Tiles, what a transformation, just by a bit of paint. But we have, we've got the cooker in. But we had issues with that because the wiring that was in here is obviously from the 1990s, and for some reason there's no cooker switch. So I think probably originally it must have had like
probably a gas oven or something.
Probably a gas oven, because there was a little socket there just for the igniter, enough to power the igniter, enough to power a normal sized electric oven, but there's no cooker switch. So we've had to basically have it rewired.
So budget wise,
yeah,
you might have noticed that the worktops haven't been done.
The
sink is still there.
I'm going to show you around.
The breakfast bar isn't there.
Yeah.
And the extractor's not there.
So, but we're getting there slowly because we have had a few setbacks. So we've had to get my mate Mick in. He's an electrician. Mick Bell Electrical. He's very good. Highly recommend him. If you want any work doing, just let me know and I can pass your details on or leave it in the comments. So yeah, basically we've had to run a 50, about a 50 amp supply to the cooker because we've got 3 ovens on the cooker. So the supply that was there would just cause a fire basically. So Mick's had to run a wire, 10mm 3-core wire, all the way from the distribution board, which it couldn't be further away from the kitchen, to be quite honest.
It's in the bar.
It's in the bar, right at the other end of the house, in the basement. So we've basically had to run a wire all the way through the bar, outside, up through the roof, through the void in the roof, down through several bedrooms, through another bedroom, across the wall, and then
just up there,
out, up through there, and down to a proper cooker switch, which has been fitted there by Mick, which has done a grand job. So, yeah, there's the cooker, finally in place and workable, all 3 ovens. Yeah. We brought a nice little storage stand to go there to store all our spices and bits and bobs.
Pastas, everything.
Obviously, we're going to have a nice posh extractor above there as well.
At some point.
But again,
budget constraints.
We've just left that one up because it's doing something. And yeah, if you look at the cupboards, have all been painted.
We're not giving you enough attention.
Bulldog is talking. So, because we're not talking to him, he wants attention. So yeah, we've painted all the tiles around here. Done a right good job. To be fair, it's
we've got the new door handles on everything.
New door handles on. Obviously the fridge, nice posh fridge freezer. There you go. Look at that, proper. And then Rossi's got his new bed here for the time being.
So this was in our little mini bar at the old house, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we've used it in here because it's better than the cream one that was just covered in Bulldog slobber.
And that does look mean, but it is a cover that we can just rip off.
We can just take it off and put it in the washing machine. We're gonna
get a second cover as well, so that it's never uncovered. But it's quite nice. It's all right underneath as well. There we go.
Yeah, it's like a sofa bed, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're gonna have a breakfast bar thing along here when we get the worktop, because obviously we need to replace that worktop. But that's another job.
We have also had a bit of a change of mind on worktops as well, haven't we? Because we were going to get a proper wooden one, and then we decided the kids are too trampy.
And they're just bloody stain. They're just staining all the coffee stains all over the place. So we're not.
They don't wipe down the cabinet.
We're not going to go for a solid. You know. We're not going to go for a solid wood one. Or we're just going to go for a cheaper one. For the like I say, this is all. This is all temporary until we can afford to do it.
And not through there.
Kerry's also going to paint the tiles and stuff in there, I think, and do it similar sort of colours to in here, so it's all matching all the way through.
All the way through.
So yeah, but it's a lot more. Just feels better. I think we'll put some photos of before and after up now. I think what we're going to do to finish this video off, we're going to do some cooking in the kitchen. Aren't we? Kerry's going to make some cheese, in fact. Kerry's going to make some... What are you going to make?
Ricotta.
She's going to make some Italian ricotta. Italiano.
And then, because we are cooking in the kitchen, Matt is going to go and he's going to cook the peppers up so we can have the fresh ricotta with the peppers on some nice bread.
Okay, that's fair enough. So that's coming up next.
Right, so it's time to make some cheese. So, dead easy. So ricotta cheese, not made it before, but it looks easy anyway, so we'll just see. 2 litres of whole milk. Obviously a 4-pint jug is a little bit more than that. So you can see there, it is 2.27 litres. We are supposed to add to that 100 ml of white vinegar. So I have just upped that slightly. Obviously, numbers, not a problem. And then we've got a teaspoon of some salt in there, straight from our automatic grinder. Excuse the gin in the background. It is a Sunday. But we've got that salt to add in. It does say sea salt, but I'm using Himalayan pink salt just because, why not? So, step 1 is going to be take the milk. Stick it in the pan, with the salt. And then we'll add the vinegar a little bit later on once we've done some magic with milk. So this is a Jamie Oliver recipe that I'm using. So here I just got it up on my phone. Yeah, so we've got to pour the milk into a large deep saucepan. I think we've ticked that off. Add the teaspoon of sea salt, which we've just seen that I've done. I'm going to stir it until it's been dissolved. So that's not a problem. We've got the wooden spoon. We'll just stir that in. It ain't going to take much dissolving, to be fair. It's going to naturally kind of dissolve as that milk heats up. Yeah, we've got that burner on. It is on full heat at the minute, but I'm just going to turn that down because it needs to be on like a medium heat as we go through, because we don't want it to heat up too quickly. And that's it for now. It has been stirred in. You can see it's been stirred. There's no gritty bits at the bottom. So that's all looking good. So it's a case now of just waiting until it starts to boil a bit. See, we're starting to get there. Little bubbles are appearing on the top. So another minute or so and that'll be ready to add the vinegar in, I think. Matt's just over here. This, what is just slicing here, is our own homemade Italian sausage. It's nice, isn't it? But it probably could do with a little bit longer.
Still, it wants to be like this colour all the way through. So
yeah.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. And it's still edible. It's still nice to eat.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with eating it.
It's spicy.
It is very spicy, yes.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. You can see the bubbles appearing. And my handy assistant is going to pour the vinegar in a second.
Amazing.
He looks really impressed with that, doesn't he? So we're going to stir this up a bit.
Does it say to stir it?
Yes, it does.
Right, I think they're ready to go in.
And then we're going to put the vinegar in. Nope. So you've got to stir the curds into the centre of the pan to allow more curds to form around the sides. And we're going, look. Look at that.
So apparently we've got to lift the lid off this now. Now we're waiting 15 minutes. And then we're going to use a slotted spoon to sieve the curds into there, into the muslin. Blah, 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 blah. So
here we go.
You don't really want to watch us do this, I don't think. I think it would just be easier just to pour it in there.
It probably would be.
But
should we just pour it in?
I think just pour it in, because it's just going to take forever.
Yeah, I agree.
I think...
Let's just pour it in.
I think the mamas in Italy wouldn't use a slotted spoon to do all that, to mess around like that. I think they would just pour it straight into there.
Yeah.
Like so. You know, it's straight through there. Could be wrong.
It might not work.
Well, hey ho. We live and learn, don't we? As they say.
Oh, and it's just the right size, is that strainer?
That's your job to clean that.
And it says leave it 15 minutes, let it strain.
You could have took that out of there.
You could have took that. You put it in there.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. You put the thing in there. Matt's helping it strain, look. We're supposed to leave it 15 minutes.
But that's probably why, because it all catches around the edge lock. So that's probably why you do use a slotted spoon.
Are you learning by mistakes, Bill?
I don't think the Italian mamas do it like that.
It's alright, we're supposed to leave it 15 minutes, it's all good. We'll see you in 15 minutes time.
So again, the pepper's on the go. So if you've never had these, you need to try it. It's the most amazing thing, especially when you've got plenty of salt and pepper, or salt. So just get some peppers, any kind of peppers, fry them off, get them nice and crispy and dark like that, in some oil, get them in there, and it's between some nice bread.
Or just on top of some bread with some ricotta, like the ricottas and...
The creaminess of the ricotta, the saltiness, get a load of nice Molten sea salt on there as well. And then after, you use the oil, pour the oil over the top, and you can have the oil with some bread, and it's just beautiful. It's like nothing you've ever had. Well, 15 minutes is done. It's funny this, isn't it? How it's meant to be Kerry's cheese making, and it turned out to be...
Guess who's attention seeking?
What? Attention seeking?
You like to take over, don't you?
When I see something's working, if it wasn't working...
It'd be mine.
Yeah. If it didn't work, then it'd be Kerry's fault. Right, so I think we put it in there. And then...
So you got it in the muslin. You can get baskets and all sorts of things to strain this in, but I think you still need the muslin, don't you, to...
Yeah. Squeeze some of that out, I reckon, like that.
Yeah.
Maybe twist it as well. Get it all in, because we don't want to waste any of it.
Yeah, you want to get as much of that water out as possible, don't you?
Well, it says consistency, but you could probably, depending on what consistency you want, but you could probably leave. If we had the strainers, you just leave it in the strainer, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And let it strain for a couple of hours or as long as you want.
But just for comparison, that's what 2 litres of milk has made so far. So it's not a bad sized bowl, to be fair, is it?
It's not bad. It needs squeezing more, I think.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure we're getting all that cheese in there. Because it's not... Well, milk's not cheap. It'd be nice to be able to...
It was £1.85 for the milk, for the 4-pint jug of milk from...
Yeah. But it'd be nice to get some milk from local...
Some raw milk.
Yeah. But we'll squeeze that out. You know?
Right, so we'll continue squeezing this, and then we'll get it into a dish, and we'll show you the end product. What was that?
Did I make that one because it's come out good?
Obviously. And look at that. Homemade ricotta. We've got some shop-bought manchego, that's a bit of a cheat. That is
homemade sausage.
Italian cheese direct from Italy. That is a sausage that we've got, and then this is our homemade sausage just here. So we're going to enjoy that on the balcony, aren't we?
Yep, with some nice Aldi special wine. Well,
yeah,
actually, it's not Aldi special. It should have been $24.99.
This wine that we're about to have,
and it was on offer for $9.99. So we
couldn't say no, and literally, I lost my thumb in the bottom of the bottle, didn't I? It was that deep.
Yeah, but she's got small thumbs anyway. But yeah, we're gonna go and enjoy this now, I think, and we're gonna finish this video off here. And I know it's not V-dubs related, and we can tell by the views that you guys are wanting more of the V-dubs adventures, which is fine, and I get it, and we're getting loads more views on the V-dubs stuff, but at the moment we're just too busy, aren't we?
We've got four trips coming up.
Yeah, we've got 4 trips coming up, all gigs.
In fact, actually 5, including Milan.
Yeah,
but that's not
so we've got
is it?
Pink coming up. We've got Sam Fender
in Milan, but we won't be in the van for that.
We won't be in the van for that. We're flying there because it just wouldn't be cost effective to go in the van, and we ain't got the time really, have we? And then we've got Rag and Bone Man in Scarborough, open air theatre, which is great. If you get the chance to go to one of these open airs, and it seems to be getting more and more popular now, especially now COVID's finished. We went there a year or so ago, two years ago to watch Stereophonics. and it's brilliant atmosphere because you're outdoor and it feels like festivals, get the festival type of vibes. So yeah, we're going there for Rag and Bone Man in June, and then July.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, we're going. Tom Grennan's there as well. So definitely have a look at this open theatre in Scarborough. It's brilliant because you're right next to the sea. It's out in the open. The sun's blaring on you. We found a campsite that's literally 5 minutes away in a taxi. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in the van. We're going to get on a campsite, which is a very rare thing that we do.
We've got 2 nights for Rag and Bone Man there as well, haven't we?
2 nights, yeah, because we want to just have a chill out, don't we, and enjoy the campsite if we're paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, we're going Tom Grennan, 2 weeks after, and we'll probably do the same. But we'll be in the van, so you'll see us getting what we're getting up to and our malark is. And it's literally jump in a taxi, 5 minutes. Taxi picks you up from the campsite and takes us straight in. It's a bit of a struggle to get back, but it always is when you go to a gig, innit? And everything's shut. There's no pubs or anything really around there, is there? That's the only other downside for when you're done.
So we just need to stash a bag somewhere.
So we're probably going to stash a bag somewhere with a load of beer in. Or a load of...
Sit on the seafront until we
can get a taxi back.
And I'm not wearing heels this time.
No, because last time she was wearing heels, peed it down my rain, I had to give them my shoes to wear. But anyway.
4 sizes too big for me, but more comfortable.
Yeah, now I've got wet socks. So we're just going to go and sit on the balcony and enjoy this. It's Sunday afternoon, sun shining. Let's enjoy a bit. Over and out.